Radiant's pick.
然后各大赛事呢也没有什么成绩。
Radiant's pick.
他们队好像有一个挺绝的土猫的，我记得昨天看了一下，就节奏打得也不错，而且他们也比较喜欢玩独龙。
东南亚土猫哥很多，欧比尼昂的中单有帕吉就有一手中单土猫。这边欧比尼昂在第一轮是直接办掉了冰龙加卡尔啊，然后放出独龙之后 ，Execration 一手抢下。这边的连点是拉比克加小鹿。
拉比克这个酱油其实之前是真的上场很低，但是我最近在一些预选赛上还是真的有看，这是我第2场看到有拉比克上场了。
是的，而且欧比尼昂把拉比克这个酱油的顺位放得这么靠前，还是比较少见的啊。
哎呦，我觉得这 Execration 他选了这个幽鬼，那欧比尼昂不用想了，后面就往前期选就完事儿了。
对，选了一个后期很稳的和幽鬼。
是的。 那问题是欧比尼昂的风格就是我不跟你打后期啊，我可能等不到你的这个幽鬼成型，我就尽可能的把你给干穿，把比赛给结束。
这 Execration 对于对手如果比较了解的话，是可以办一下像先知或者死亡先知这样的英雄的。
对。
10 seconds to go. Radiant team ban.
啊，他还是比较常规的办了一手 TB 啊，就是 TB 算是在大河当中后期比较好打幽鬼的英雄。
是。
昨天在对阵 Fnatic 第3局，就是决胜局的过程当中，欧比尼昂也是在 BP 上面被 Fnatic 有所破坏，就是 Fnatic 抢到了拉希克，然后又搬了对面的先知，所以他最后只单点到了一手死亡先知的情况下，觉得自己不好速推，就点了一个常规和幻影长矛手。 在常规这种对抗的情况下是没有打过 Fnatic，
就是他们厉害的还是在于这种速推和。
对，就他们自己擅长并且厉害的那一套就是他那一套速推。搬了紫猫，这边看一下 Execration， 搬了个伐木机啊，他这边是有毒龙的情况下还是搬了伐木机啊？
是他，我还在说，我说他有毒龙，对面首先已经选了个小鹿，我觉得你再选一个伐木机。 不太，可能就不太稳吧。
说明他们真的很怕呀。
是的。
来了啊，末日打幽鬼。末日打幽鬼的话，这个对线也是一个经典互肥，然后末日肯定比幽鬼更肥。然后通过早期出点金手、满级持兵，尽量的把装备快速的堆积起来。
来了土猫。这个土猫看了几场，节奏打的还是挺好的。
选人都没什么问题。欧比尼昂这手核心就比较关键了，主要是要定他们这个阵容进攻的基调。
5 seconds.
是继续打前中期，还是这一盘选一个偏大核一点的英雄？其实目前来看，死亡先知还是可以出的，就是打对面这个阵容还可以。 只不过现在场上还有一个冰魂的存在啊，就是冰魂这一局双方既没有选也没有办，
好像被遗忘了。
是的。哦，拿了主宰，
也算是一个可以配合队伍打推进的点。
主宰算是一个全期英雄吧，
是的，
就是他其实线上还比较强，然后反而是中期，就是在出到这个一定的装备之前，输出有那么一点弱，然后到了后期的话，这个英雄又还是比较强。
对的。
5 seconds.
可能也是因为有冰魂在场上，他不太敢在这一手先点出 DP 啊。那目前来看，欧比尼昂还是一个比较偏常规的阵容，就是小鹿这个点前期线上会比较强。那 Execration 这边针对小鹿的话，可以选一个酱油 POM 或者说冰女巫医这样的。
拿了一个剃刀。
他直接出了剃刀。
是的。
那这样的话就是中单剃刀，3号位毒龙，大哥幽鬼了。
那他等于最后一手就只是留了一个酱油。
对。
10 seconds to go.
这手剃刀其实，在欧比尼昂还没有出中单的情况下，这样点出来，他还是比较看重这个英雄啊。
是的。
因为剃刀自己也不带控制啊，就是 Execration 他目前这个阵容啊是3核是没控的， 然后对主宰的限制能力呢比较的一般，就是剃刀跟毒龙这两个英雄线上比较强，但是过了对线期之后，这两个英雄如果说不跟对面打的话，刷钱能力比较一般。
5 seconds.
搬了一手火女。中路打剃刀的话，风行者还是比较不错的。
Dyer's ban.
以前的话可能有女王，但是女王这个点现在
基本上已经消失了，
不太行。
欧比尼昂扮一个反手救人的酱油，神谕者。
10 seconds to go.
这盘 Execration 最后剩了一个5号位英雄啊，这个5号位。
要不把，但如果说他选冰魂的话，那阵容真的是很缺控啊！
太缺控了，对，根本没有先手定位。
Team ban.
我想5号位，要么就选一个最经典的沃洛克，
术士是吧？
术士保幽鬼对吧？然后中后期打团有致命连接提供伤害，加上有个大招能砸一下主宰，
也不是不行，但是有一个拉比克在，可以偷他的大招。
也是啊。就最后剩一个5号位，确实选项不是很多。他自己又办了一个马格纳斯。
10 seconds to go. 5
目前欧比尼昂这个中单，风行者可以考虑，然后想选 DP 的话，其实也可以选。打剃刀也还可以，有远程的甩技能补到。
可以看到欧比尼昂班的其实都是一些偏反手、
对，偏救人
防守的这种酱油。对，
Radiance pin.
一个是强救人，然后一个能守塔。哇，
真就不带控啊！
好贪啊！最后还点了个5号位凤凰，而且
Choose your
是
hero.
顶着主宰点的凤凰啊！他这个凤凰。
对啊，而且对面也并不是说不好打蛋呀。
是啊，他怎么会选？
这双酱油都是远程，然后还有剑圣在，这个凤凰蛋是很好打的。
我在想他要么点一个就比较针对小路的英雄，对吧？就是冰女啊、巫医啊，甚至是 POM 这样的英雄，针对一下小路。就要么你选一个稳定能保线能力比较强、能保住幽鬼的英雄，比如说术士啊，或者补控制什么。他点这个凤凰确实没想到啊。
对。然后欧比尼昂感觉就跟想好了一样啊，直接就看到你凤凰出了之后就点出这个蝙蝠。
秒点了一个蝙蝠，很灵活啊。蝙蝠骑士在东南亚确实还是玩的人比较多的。
是的。
10 seconds to go.
之前看 TNC 的中单 Amel。包括在基辅内政上面，这个 EG 的中单 Abad 啊，虽然他在 EG，但他其实也是东南亚的选手，
对，
都比较喜欢玩中单蝙蝠。
而且这局 Execration 这边没有人能去跟这个蝙蝠就对线，你只能正常分线嘛。正常分线的话，就可能会有一些压力。
主要是没控啊，他们这种主要是没控。
这没控的话，他现在的控等于。就这个土猫的一个滚吗？
对，就土猫的一个滚的不稳定控，然后毒龙可能会出个阿托斯之类的，但是这样的控制对于主宰来说都没什么压力。然后其实末日跟蝙蝠出到一些中期装备之后就也很好发挥了，就比如末日出到香味鞋 BKB， 蝙蝠出到飞鞋 BKB， 那么他们3合都会很好发挥。
而且这个幽鬼就会属于那种可能打团觉得时机不错，我要开大切入了。当你的大招一开，别人全跑了，你一点办法都没有。
他开大很容易打不到人，所以 Execration 这个阵容组合还是目前不是很能够理解啊。不，他们这个剃刀跟毒龙的双核的战线能力倒是还比较强。看来这个线站的怎么样啊？看欧比尼昂，他是个4号位小路啊，他这个小路可能是线上会对到幽鬼，会让凤凰保幽鬼这一路压力比较大。总体来说，第一局还是更看好欧比尼昂的阵容一点。
是的。主要是欧比尼昂他这一局选的阵容打到后期容错率也不低啊。
是的。
他这个阵容，他不是说一些可能。
Very important, and with the draft this even, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat as well. I'm looking at the draft, and I don't know which way to go, to be honest. I mean, the last pick, either team I was a bit intrigued by. I mean, the Phoenix in particular. You brought up the fact that Juggernaut, that's one of the best carries in particular to be able to deal with the supernova. They don't have the greatest AoE control, even BKB piercing control as well to protect that egg. Not even to mention just the stuns they're lacking overall. Like, this means that the Razor static link very easily could be disjointed in fights. So your 4-staffs are going to get picked up for Neon. I know we saw there was a game yesterday where there were 3 4-staffs picked up as the first item from both the supports and the off lane. So this could just be the recognition here for Neon with their itemization. How do we feel? Because this is a Rubik 5, and I know we were questioning the Rubik a decent amount. Do you like them putting the Rubik on Januel?
Not a huge fan. I feel like this lane was just so good. If you had the Enchantress together with the Juggernaut, like,
that's what I thought.
The Viper wouldn't have had a game. So I guess doubling down on the fact that, okay, we've got this Rubik super early on. Hopefully this isn't going to be another situation where, Neon have kind of overthought themselves, because, sometimes the simplest Dota is the best Dota. Make it easy to execute. And gonna get scouted out as he places this Observer Ward.
One thing I do like about Radiant's lineup is this early aggression that can come from them. I mean, the Bat Rider for the Queen of Pain, but the Bat Rider definitely comes that role as the early aggression hero. Probably going to see maybe the first 10 minutes might be a little bit more passive, relying on those ancient stacks. Trouble here for Yopop. They do not have a Dispel. Small Dispel or a hard Dispel. The Bat Rider is going to have this game without any stuns. It gets so difficult. So I think Neon, big time.
It's almost time for everybody to die.
Early, you like the Juggernaut, you're active early on in the tier. So much. So line up where they can play Neon. Just as a 1 year. So
但是 Execration 还是
mucho slow y mucho jarras.
Y tanto.
GG na, sabi ko mag-GG nito mga to.
Yes.
Wait up!
Battle Fury!
First blood.
Last of my kind.
Radiant's bottom tower is under siege. Radiant's courier has been callously murdered.
That was lame. Is this my fate?
Through every extra level in the poison attack, BDZ as well is also level 3, so that is a great move from them. And this is kind of what we saw in, I believe we had day 1 and our first game as well with the Viper. As soon as he got that level 3, was able to get aggressive instant.
Yeah, and it's not just that. We talked about Vision just before. They've got this observer ward on the high ground that we saw BDZ place next to all of these Radiant heroes at the very start of the game. He saw that Zhao was making the rotation through up to the top to... did he end up taking that bounty rune, or was he just checking for stacks? But he wasn't in the lane, so that enabled them to rotate through, get the stun in onto Natsumi when he was already low because of the Viper, and secure themselves a return kill.
Neon are often a team that like to...
Here we go, mid lane.
Yep. Move, your way. Not gonna tick out. 7 sticky napalm stacks. He's okay. Down bottom as well. We see the Viper getting tagged under the tower.
Thanks a
So
lot.
Neon able to use that awareness with the Earth Spirit rotating mid to find the kill on Nico, but again, does cost them Yopaj.
And I like the time that he rotated as well. Normally you would think, okay, I'm going to rotate around the 4-minute mark, the 6-minute mark, secure all these runes. He went at 5 minutes, right as it turned into nighttime. So he wanted to make sure that he wasn't being scouted out until it was too late. Getting dived.
Got BDZ here as well. Oh, it's just a bit shy. All he needs is the kick to help out. Ara did commit forward with a dive. Where's the TP? I think it actually got cancelled, so CTM. Yes, he'll get the kill, but he's gonna even fall as well.
I think he had the net on the
Great conductor.
the little troll that he'd got.
See, early on, 7 kills, 6 minutes in. Something to highlight is the fact that Neon, there are no stacks at the moment around the Ancient. So this is something that CTM has been prioritizing heavily. They like giving Enryu a kind of self-sufficient offlaner. You know, Timbob we've seen a couple times where he can then prioritize making these stacks. But there's none at the moment. And this is where a Batrider mid really thrives on taking Ancient stacks. So a bit of a worrying sign. Down bot though, Nico. On here, there's some backup, and with the Tread's bonus health, he's going to be okay.
He is going to secure these last 2 hits. I mean, we were talking before, but he is got those stacks built up onto him.
Is the water no Natsumi?
Nope.
That is so greedy. Oh no. Again, every extra level in the poison attack, such a strong spy.
Now you've even got that Viper Strike. Pierces spell immunity, so you're going to be able to chase people down, perhaps force out TPs. A lot of extra gold. You don't start with 3 TPs anymore.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Could be a pretty significant factor for Execration. And you can see, rotating down towards the bot side is Yopaj. She's got Firefly available. Not a ton of movement speed. Able to catch Nico with it. Looks like he will.
Should be a kill for them. He's not even going to try and use... Oh, okay, well, forced to use the lasso. Look at the region. No, just keeps his life. They're even going to haunt down here. Palos, haunting forward. Region coming into play for Yopaj. Palos is committed very deep. He's got the backup of BDZ. Even Enryu's going to show up as well with the first one committed of the game. Got max out Scorched Earth, so should be able to chase down the Spectre. It's going to tick out in a couple seconds here. There will be no deny. We see Palos. Oh, another kind of greedy play we're seeing out of his cores. Thought he could get away with it. Even BDZ is going to roll under the tower. Instant assassinate into the TP out. He's out of there. He's also almost level 6.
Almost level 6, and he's been part of 6 of the 7 kills so far. Fantastic rotation. There's a C Dota. 13 kills in 8 minutes. They're just killing people all across the map. Well, the siege is even starting towards the top side, like we were expecting. CTM, he's playing a bit more of that, I don't want to say off-lane role, but he is the definition of a greedy 4 at this stage.
So what's
This is what we like to see.
Yeah, the downside, of course, is that we were talking about the Batrider, what he was lacking in the mid lane. He had a very good start to the game, getting a lot of denies off against this Razor, but if you're playing this role with CTM, means that he can't get too many stacks off. I think these might be the first ones that he's actually going to be able to claim for his back to allow him to come back into the skin.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at the Batrider's net worth. I mean, he's actually just ahead of Razor at the moment. Natsumi will fall top though. Yowie and BDZ. That is a big one to pick up there, Yowie. Even though he's not doing too hot in the net worth, getting a big kill on Natsumi's Juggernaut is going to slow down Neon.
Man. Things, I don't want to say things are looking bad for Neon because they are getting a lot done with this Enchantress. And we've talked about how they're lacking stuns. They're lacking, you know, a solid way to get it on top of her and deal with her when she starts, you know, pushing out all of that right-click damage. It's not like these, you know, 4, 5 Enchantresses that we see that are like, I'm just going to build a Holy Locket and be super tanky with my Nature's Attendants and my magic resistance. No, no, no. This is a right-clicker. This is CTM wanting to deal a ton of pure damage, especially against this Spectre.
You like the fact that he is going for the Dragonlance though over something like a Force Staff? Because I feel like you take a look, if you force out of, you know, Supernova to reset, out of the Viper slows the Razor Static Link away from the Earth Spirit roll, like a Force Staff just looks so valuable this game.
Well, that ward that he just placed was not valuable because you know that that small camp has been blocked for quite a while, and he just put an Observer ward right next to it. So easy money, easy gold coming through to BDZ there. I don't find the Dragonlance, right? Because A, it enables you to be, you know, a bit more of that tanky threat. The extra 10 strength is always nice. And it also means that you've got an easier way to deal with the Supernova, and eventually you can still build into the Hurricane pipe. It's really fun.
Radiant's middle tower is under
You see,
attack.
how's Palace going on the Spectre? It's close to the Echo Saber. He's going to TP back. You're looking for a Haunt play to get out on the map here. Unfortunately, he's shy of the gold for the Rover Magi, so just a little bit off there on that timing. Would have been perfect. He had the Echo, TP back, and Haunt to join. But in like he's still just going to fall back, farm up the jungle. They haven't made any real aggressive plays here for Neon. Is there anything we're kind of waiting for them?
Honestly, like, when they do make aggressive plays, it's not even under a smoke. They just look to group up all together and just go as this big ball of a team and force the enemy team to respond to it. So I think they're just waiting for a few of these key timings. Maybe Enryu picking up his BKB because he is incredibly farmed. He's already got his Midas. He's a good 1,500 gold ahead of any Dire hero. And, it's not going to be too far until he does pick up that BKB. Coincide with the Dragonlance as well on CTM.
Thank you so much.
There was a mechanism also completed for Nico, so he's going for a bit more of the utility route on the Viper. We'll see how much that mechanism is going to play into these team fights here as mid lane. Ropage. A little bit of antsy with the haste again.
Dire's top tower
You got a
is
lack of
under
stuns.
attack.
It's so hard to punish the Batrider being up in your face. They do smoke
I think it
on
was-
Dire.
Gold.
It was popping anyway, right? He picked it up 2 minutes ago. So he's got a regen now at his disposal. Got all of their ultimates now available on Execration. You can see Spectre farming away at the other side of the map, picking up the Echo Saber. So they're ready for a team fight to break out.
Oh, Enryu gonna try and jump back towards the tower. It's not gonna be able to make it to safety. The Haunt down. There were no extra rotation, so Neon's just gonna try and cut their losses. They even dropped Supernova. That little extra damage instance to kill off the Rubik. A lot of ultimates used. They will find Enryu. That is a massive Titus as well. Oof.
Dire's top
You hate
tower
to see
is
it.
under siege.
Efficiency coming through from the Doom. Even Devour's on cooldown as well, so that pick off. They're going to tip it down, actually. Neon recognizing Gold is on cooldown. Going to drop the lasso. They're on top of the Korean Wave Power, so the Omni Slash is not going to come into play with the TP out. Palace is going to be able to make it. No! He'll just fall. They trade the kill on CTM, so it's a 1-for-1, but Neon are happy with that. They defend their T1 tower, and you get a big kill from Palace Spectre.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they made the rotation when the Ogreax still hadn't made its way out to CTM. His positioning was a little odd. You know, again, you're an Enchantress, but he's gone full glass cannon. Level 8 doesn't even have a point in the untouchable. He realizes that, well, they're probably going to be able to kill me anyway, just because they've got the Razor, they've got the Nether Toxin available on the Viper. So he needs to be really on point with his positioning this game. He's the captain, he's the shot caller. See if he's able to bring it home.
See what Radiant want to do as well, because they did show a lot of TPs down bot to protect that tower. Heroes nearby, but also so to Dire. He's dropped the Omni Slash for the health of the mechanism first. It's not going to be enough to keep them alive, and able to Doom out too. Chase down the Earth Spirit. No way he's going to swing on over. He's not going to. Oh, nice deny. Beautiful play from them. They're still going to lose 2 heroes, and with Yopar showing up, he's going to haste once again. so much movement speed to be able to chase him down. They will purge that off. Is there any way to slow down your way? You see, same with Neon, lacking the stuns at the moment. Finds one kill, that deny coming out on the Earth Spirit. That is a lot of rotations down
Radiant's middle
bot.
tower is being attacked.
It is, and you know, it's the style of play that Neon like to go for. None of these crappy little smokes. Let's just ball up together as a team. We realize that we have the strength at this stage of the game. 3k net worth lead, even though we're behind in kills. They've taken a bit more of the map control away as well. So Juggernaut, he's going to be able to continue farming at least until he picks up that Maelstrom. I don't feel like they're going to want to fight with it though. It's just a bit of a farm accelerator.
Oh, well, Opaj hasn't had many stacks at the Ancients, but I tell you what, that is a gigantic stack.
Juicy. Don't think they're in a position to invade either. They're more concerned about this bottom tower. Makes sense, it's going to open up a decent amount of the map. Super's going to claim that last hit.
They are.
The other factor of having that Dragon Lance on the Enchantress as well. Base attack range, 575. Dragon Lance adds 140. My AU maths aren't wrong, that is 715. And just have a quick look over at the Spectre with the dispersion max radius for the damage being returned to you. It's 700. So obviously between attacks, you're going to be wanting to start a step backwards just for that little bit of extra impetus damage, but you're also going to be avoiding a ton of this damage coming back towards you.
Opaj, that stack finished his blink and almost a K change in the bank as well towards the BKB. He is in fighting shape here to try and reveal Blink Dagger. However, Radiant, their ultimates, they are still on cooldown, so they're not really going to be able to answer call to defend mid. In fact, they're just going to glyph it up. See how their defense starts to mount though. Dire have an incredible ward on the back line between this tier 1 mid and tier 2. Just the name of the game, you see.
Ooh, they stole it. That's pretty key. Being able to take away that nether toxin against a Spectre. It means that even though he's got this haunt available, you can see he's level 12, but he was kind of considering it, but thinking twice.
Bottom tower is under siege.
Like usually I'd say with this lineup they're going to suffer actually holding him in the next nether toxin. Is hold that thought. Neon, they're going to smoke up. They should know this smoke is happening because the sentry placed without seeing anyone. So Nico's in a great spot to the top of it. Blinking forward, Lasso doing everything committed on top of the rival. They're going to try and cancel him out of the fight. Static Link drained as well. Yoe has only got 28 damage here, so Execration, they have to look to count their losses. To get back, there's no stuns at the moment with the Lasso on cooldown. Natsumi, nice silence, but still, the movement speed. Jug's moving so incredibly fast. Phase on cooldown at the moment, another kick slowing them down. The sticky napalming starting to stack up. How far do they want to push on forward? Because Nico's back alive in 10 seconds. The Spectre though, it's away from the team. Palace gonna get down with the mobility. He's gonna be able to make it back to safety. I know they're trying to chase it, but they can't keep up. They've gone too far. The trap has been sprung. As CTM battling it against the world, they'll drop the supernova to claim the kill as well. And while we do see Palace, he'll lose his life there. Januel to pick it up. So all in all, I mean, that's a 2 for 2 and not too much happening in regards to the net worth after that fight.
I mean, it's still a 5k lead, so Neon are going to be feeling reasonably okay with it. You've got the Doom, right? You've got the Midas available. They had used the Devour during all of that, so you're getting a good amount of value out of these sorts of rotations. Is this going to be a kill onto the Razor?
Maybe. He stole the prize with though, Jenny. What a play on the instant tip from Natsumi. And Yopaj as well. Oh, man. This is something I was going to bring up just before that fight, is that take a look at Rubik's net worth. He is the, well, at least the third highest, so the second highest, I should say, out of all the supports. And this is a position 5, but it's just showing like the Nether Toxin is such an incredible ability to steal, even though it's only level 1. You can clear out creep waves, you can play like a tree protector role almost, so just playing the dead lane, shoving it out, getting any little farm you can get. And we'll see later on how this is going to come into play with those items, because honestly, taking a look at Neon, like, they've got some pretty good scaling heroes.
Yeah, they got great scaling on their heroes. Also, we were talking about, you know, the standard position for Rubik build going the Aether Lens into the Blink Dagger. He's changing it up a little bit. He's gone the 4-staff instead. I like it. It's going to be great against the Viper. Great against, of course, getting out of that Magnetize, out of the Static Link. And that's being comboed together with the eventual Hurricane Pike that we were expecting on CTM. He's starting to build into that as well. So 2 4-staffs already. We've also seen one queued up by Yopaj. Makes total sense. He's going to get it after his BKB. So that's a huge timing coming through. When are they going to be able to use a lot of this mobility to really take control of how these fights are happening?
Might actually look to smoke up. It was just Blink and the Doom. He's got the ultimate available, Omni Slash in a couple seconds, also Sunj and Yasha on Natsumi's Juggernaut. Then we take a look at Dire, Holy Locket, trying to see any other items. BKB still shy on the Razor, BKB shy on Nico as well, and the Spectre is a bit away from the Manta, so they are behind in regards to items, and this is something where Neon can look to punish as they're setting up on Yowei top. Taj, can he just get in range for the blink? Yowei, pretty speedy.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Powers farming away from his team again, but again, got that Haunt available. I'm still kind of shocked that he doesn't have the Blade Man. You know, you have all of this damage that's being pumped out to you. The team fights are dragging on, and so you're just going to get so much value out of it. It's going to enable you to take Ancients a lot faster than he currently is with his Echo Saber as well. I feel like it's a bit of a mistake, to be honest.
I don't know where he didn't want to go with this smoke. Rick and Boom at the moment looks like they're anticipating maybe an aggressive movement from Execration to come through mid.
I don't think they want to smoke yet. They're so close to having 4-staff on this Enchantress and pretty close on the Rubik as well, but end up doing it, feeling the confidence of this
just shy. BKB pop, gonna be able to chuck the Doom once again on Nico. There's some help in the Sun Ray, but that is not going to be enough here. They even stole the Viper Strike as well, which is level 2, so something to keep in mind for Januel. Next swap, through 40 seconds.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Again, they're actually going in.
Wants out, great plasma field. Look at the AoE damage coming out. They're going to end up bringing down the Rubik. They'll find and Ryu as well. A quick double kill for Yowei, but they're looking to punish for more. There's Natsumi not playing the Juggernaut. Healing ward and even the capability of the Blade Fury. So a nice fast-paced move from Execration. They get a little bit of revenge there.
No massive Pidus either. Made sure to use it. He made sure to use that Devour. So it's not the worst. You know, you used all of your cooldowns. You gave a little bit of space. Now you've got the 4-star finished up on CTM. It's only 300 gold away on this Rubik as well. Close to that Hurricane Pike. So honestly, during all of that, are they going to find Yowei? Looks like it's
Yowei. Natsumi CTM, that should be plenty of damage with the Omni Slash dropped. Great kill from them. Yowei starting to pick up some steam here on the Razor, and guess who, Scam? At heart, it is always this call. Always the man is closing in on the Hurricane Pike. 353 gold down into him. That pickoff is going to lead them into Roshan.
Yeah, they realized no Haunt. That's really the thing that we need to be most aware of. I guess Magnetize as well. BDZ has been playing a fantastic game. He is by far the best player right now on Execration, just with his comfort pick, being able to come through, influence so many team fights. The Axe.
Got out again. They get back to safety. BDZ going to try and protect him for a short duration. Looks like going to TP in. Throw the Viper Strike. They're way to jump at the moment with the lasso on. They are not going to be able to go.
He's totally healthy though. Held up, he's got an earn ticket on him.
He got
tense.
planted.
More stuff. Well, Hurricane Pike. G's going to be dishing out. You know, the first couple of those super present. It wasn't
Gotcha.
times where he could have been dealing. Time to farm instead. They could take him out with. Didn't need the enchant. This next TCM really. It's able with a lot.
kill.
That should help.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under siege. Dire's bottom tower is being attacked. Double kill! This one has been killed by the Dire.
I will not forgive this.
Dire has fortified its structures. Dire's middle tower is being attacked. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's courier has been callously murdered. Killing spree! Dire's top tower is being attacked.
In the underscape.
Dire's top tower is under siege. Radiant's bottom tower is under siege. Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked. Radiant's bottom tower has been destroyed.
Gold is a great conductor. Illusion.
Radiant's courier has fallen.
May I cut in?
Wait up! Own it! Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under siege. top tower is being attacked. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant has fortified its structures.
Mine.
Double kill. Dominating. Double
Dire's top tower
kill.
has fallen.
Ashes will
Radiant's middle tower is under siege.
my thanks.
He should got the TP up. Yes, sir. He's back to safety. Okay. We're just seeing though, when these BKBs, they're expiring, they are getting shredded from all the magic damage, all this AoE damage that Execration had.
Yeah, I do agree. I feel like that supernova was. You mentioned that it wasn't the greatest. I mean, Nia just kept running into it. That's probably why it was a better one.
Still,
Coming out, that might have been revealed. Yeah, they do ping it out immediately. One of the few mistakes that we've seen so far from Execration. Smoking behind the Razor. They're going to back up to the safety of their high ground.
what do we got here? Omni cooldown, Lasso cooldown, Doom cooldown as well. Radiant, they've got a pretty good ward around that high ground near the secret shot. But I don't actually know if they can take this fight head on with all their abilities on cooldown.
I mean, when you think about it, you never want to be caught in an enclosed space like this. You know, you're against a Spectre that's just going to be able to divide and conquer. You're going to have the Nether Toxin on the ground. You're going to have Magnetized. You're going to have, like, a couple of cliff spots where a Sunray can be perfect in combination together with a Supernova. You need to take these fights in the open field. So if I was Neon, I would back off completely. I would look to counter smoke once all of my ultimates are available and look to try and catch Execration, you know, maybe next to Roche Pit, maybe in mid lane or something like that.
GG na, sabi ko mag-GG nito mga to.
We're seeing as well, like, the issue Haunt coming through, like you just said, in a choke point, the divide and conquer that the Spectre has. brought up in the draft that these supports are just going to be food for the illusions, food for the Spectre. To mention is that Radiant, they are very much relying on Yopaj to get this jump. That blink, lasso, drag back, instantly just cancel one hero out of the fight. But if you get the Viper Strike, you know, that can cancel the blink opportunity from Yopaj. Even better is that Horn. So I don't know how they're going to do it on Neon, but you have to get the jump before the Horn comes through. Otherwise, it just feels like this Batrider capability, it's taken out a factor. And they knew they spoke.
Backing up.
Nearby. There's Division and Ryu, BKB. Let's see if they're just going to try and retreat away, or are they going to stand their ground? BKB's about to expire, and they should be able to catch him out here. Nice wall stop. Spider ledge, wall stop as well. And Ryu, there's no chance he makes it away here. They have to cut their losses. He's gonna fall inside the jungle, but Radiant, they're still sticking around. CTM glimmered up, but they got the detection of rolling king away from the high ground. They'll lose two, and guess what? Daven's on their side. Roshan's up in 5-7. Yopaj, again, they've got the Omni. That's a lot committed. Yoways want just to slip in over. Oh my! He almost fell. One more slash would have been enough. He has to pop the ultimate for that. They stole the egg.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. That's level 3 egg too.
I see you, Zhao. We could see a big play happen around this Roche pit. I mean, that was the dieback on BDZ, so he's not going to be available. They don't seem to care. They're having confidence in their ability to take this fight. I suppose the Doom is still dead. Doom, of course, such a strong ability to be able to use in these close encounters, but I don't spook him enough. He could just walks in. And the egg.
Rubik's Cube egg on the high ground, your way. Posturing really aggressive. I guess he's recognizing that. Yopaj, he snatched it. Yopaj snatched the Aegis, but he's still going to lose the first life as well. Natsumi was 186 damage, so Natsumi is going to impact at the moment. They'll kill Yopaj a second time, and again, Neon, they have to watch their friends fall with no assistance. Let's jump in, but I don't think you want to take this fight right now. It's got the Doom, but they have to be so cautious. The reflects the ultimate. The bastions are there as well, but where's the damage? They're going to buy back on the Batrider, but they'll instantly melt through and Ryu. And now with the numbers advantage, let's see if they can reset here. The Doom's about to expire. Yopaji doesn't have the lasso with the flame break. Bounce back powers. He's A-okay. He's even got the cheese as well. So Execration, they're in fighting shape. They can run back in and get the catch, but unfortunately with BDZ not nearby, they are lacking that opportunity.
Execration are just taking these fights so much better than Neon. Like, even just then, they make sure to place that observer ward up top. They didn't care that Neon also had vision. Eventually, they were able to get rid of it because of the D ward that happened, but that just enabled them to have complete understanding of how far they could retreat. Are they going to try and go in with one person? And then you just saw the quick fingers again with that Lotus Orb, able to get off, reflects the Doom, means this again. His impact hasn't been quite what you were expecting, considering the amazing start that he had in terms of his net worth.
7,000 net worth lead for Execration. Look at that net worth graph. It is a plummet down to Dai's favor. They are all cylinders clicking, and like you said, they are just executing these fights at another level compared to Neon. Are there any big timings that we're going to see come through for them short? Any items that we're waiting for?
They don't have much of anything right now on Neon.
You gotta be so careful. Start on forward, instant BKB. They have to cut the static link. They're able to do so. Still was able to soak away 52 damage. They're going to look to reset. Whole lot committed. Room still on cooldown as well from Enryu.
It's greedy.
Top forward, double force, Enryu back to safety, but the Horn's gonna fly. Spider legs doing a great job to kite this, but they've been able to catch out CTM. The Enchantress, no man's land, unable to get back to safety with the rest of the team.
It was a Horn for an Enchantress at the end of the day. I mean, this is not what Scam was expecting when he picked this up and when he put all that path priority into himself. He's at the bottom of the net worth right now. He's not dealing anywhere near enough damage in these team fights. gonna continue to save his gold, make sure that he's got that buyback available in a minute's time, but that BKB is absolutely necessary for him if he wants to make any kind of impact in these teams.
Let me put it in order.
Yeah, no, I felt like Radiant scaling late game would have been pretty
Now,
decent with how CTM was farming, but he's just 4, 8, and 6, dropped to the bottom of the net worth. Yes, he's got a lot of farm considering as a support, but we're just not seeing his impact compared to what BDZ has or even RR as well. But I do want to mention, or at least ask, what do we feel like is going to be a late game matchup for Natsumi's Juggernaut? How is he going to fare against Execration?
It's going to take a lot, right? Like, are we going to see a potential Ag Scepter come out for this Doom so that you get the break onto the Spectre? That might be it. Are we going to bank on Zhao being able to steal the Nether Toxin so that you can deal with the Spectre? Like, you're still against a Phoenix. That's something that you need to be concerned about. And it feels like every single time he's getting a full channel off onto that Sunray. Gaben, though, he's smiling on Neon. He's saying, you know what, let's try and make a game of this. He made sure to drop the leveler for them. That extra attack speed is going to be enormous, both for the Omni Slashes as well as being able to finally kill that goddamn egg.
He's also smiling on Execration. That's a DD in the bottle for Palos. Still got the cheese in the backpack and a nullifier up here. That is an incredible item. Level 25, he's got that 5% dispersion increase. Taking a look at the nullifier and what it's going to be able to do this game. You've got 3 4-staffs, a glimmer on the Rubik, and it's going to be so difficult to deal with the Spectre Haunt now. Gonna smoke up, Dire around their high ground once again, playing in a position where they can pop the smoke with a vision advantage, but Radiant, they're going to go the long way down through the bottom lane.
At them, they're just playing around these choke points. I really love it. You know, they've got the vision, they've got the heroes on the, well, I mean, if they make this big wraparound, it could be huge, although that's not the target that they're going for. They want to find this Spectre. Got the double damage, but not a ton of mana, not a huge amount of survivability, it has to be said. If you take away that Haunt potential to be able to get away to some other part of the fight, then, well, suddenly can be food.
I don't know how they're actually going to be able to get there fast enough, Execration.
Instantly Ninja Gears.
And they're coming down too. BDZ and RR both straight away moving to connect with the Spectre. Oops.
No, they're not all connected though. Yoe's still in mid lane. Nico around this high ground.
Hush hunting, blue forward. Oh, that's a big pickup. BDZ been doing so much work throughout the fight. Haunting jumps straight onto the back line. Januel, food for the Spectre, but he's got a buyback. They don't have the outpost control though, so we won't be able to rejoin instantly. Doom's out, no low swaps, you've got to protect him. The static link's not there as well. They need to stay on top of the Razor, but they're unable to do so. They'll kite it back, and Omni Slash unable to do any amount of damage as well. So Natsumi has to retreat back to safety with the Blade Fury, but he's getting kited. The Viper Strike slowing him down at double force into the TP out. Can he make it? No! Yoey! Use the cancel and Natsumi will fall. He's down for 90 seconds. He doesn't have a buyback, and BDZ, the off-chat voice lines are there as well.
Oh, perfect timing with everything is totally right. He couldn't even just TP straight away there. I was like, but they got no stuns. There's no BDZ. You can't just go there, but they had the supernova. It would have popped before the TP went off. So forced to attempt to make that kind of play. Nice double 4 stuff coming through, but it's just not enough. And well, they're going to finally start pressuring into the high ground. Can you imagine 41 minutes in, first time that we're going to be breaching high ground?
Rubik's still egg again. Okay. Is anything could help out? I mean, Nether Toxin would be great for a high ground defense, but Rubik's Cube Supernova. Oh, that might just not be a factor now. That
That was just the Shadow Step.
Charge, sure, yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Not even Shadow
fallen.
Step, yeah, the dispersion. You gotta be super careful now, actually, right? Yeah, you're gonna be using the Fade Bolts, and it's like, call an ambulance, but not for me.
One thing about Execration is that they do not siege fast with the Spectre. Maybe CTM can punch out. It's fun
Nice force stop.
This Hurricane Pike force back in. There's the Rook shoot on top of the backline with the lasso. The Dragon Spectre is in the fountain. The fountain! Palos, Manta, Flaybreak, further back. We see what happens when you're stuck in the fountain. No, Palos will fall. And Ryu somehow alive. What an incredible lasso. He's got a buyback. Haunts up in 15 seconds as well. If this fight drags on, he might be able to rejoin them. Nico's in trouble. They're going to cut their losses. If the Viper will sacrifice himself, the gods. Down for 80. They're catching more though. Natsumi shouldn't have a stun. So that's 2 down. Both have buyback though, but the lanes are so far shoved out.
I mean, again, individual brilliance. That's what needs to happen. Being able to drag the Spectre in the midst of all of that chaos back into the fountain and then flame break him back in when he tries to escape. On top of that, CTM finally able to just sit back and deal some damage. He was essentially doing the most damage on his team in that team fight. And he's almost level 20 now. So he's going to get that little bit of extra team fight control once these BKBs start to run lower with the extra untouchable slow. Hell, he might even go the Ancient and try and take this Granite Golem. That extra 10%, sorry, 15% HP is going to be super effective.
Even just not smiling down on Neon, it looks like. Unfortunately, Roshan still on respawn. Juggernaut potentially could have been able to take that, but Tier 2 tower. The ward inside the base, jumping, instant finds the Phoenix. They want to take care of the Supernova in the fight. They need to bring him down before the dive, but the telekinesis.
No buyback.
Phoenix doesn't have a buyback.
It's very close. It's
He's also
very
got the
close.
25 cooldown on the lasso too. Roll in, BDZ finds a Jug and they push him back. Nice force up once again. They're fighting before they're back alive on the Viper. That's a BKB, actually the minute a horn from your way. Roll in once again. A buyback gonna come through. Execration, they've got all 5. They've got to lose on Enryu into the instant TP. CTM will make it. But Natsumi? His Blade Fury's on cooldown. Blood side took the roll as well. Yopaj, he needs to do whatever he can. He's unable to do anything. He'll lose Natsumi. He's able to get the Shadow Step as well. Yopaj, nice blink away, TP out. He's okay. Natsumi doesn't have a buyback.
Oh, not again. He's having to go all in onto just trying to win these team fights. Do they have a Philosopher's Stone? No, they don't. So he's not even able to sit that one in his inventory while he's dead for a little bit of extra
tower is under attack.
gold coming his way. And, well, we talked about before with Neon, they weren't put in an advantageous position.
CTM?
Oh.
No. CTM. They got another force. They've already used it on Xiao and
The nullifier.
Kalos. Mr. Blade is out. CTM is a goner. Unable to get back in. At least he's got a buyback. They also still Sunray, so we'll see how that's going to come into play here.
Radiant's middle tower is under
What I was
siege.
saying was, Roche still ain't up, so it's not the end of the world. And, well, it's going to be another 60 seconds, though. You've got some decent tower taking potential. I kind of want to see, well, I feel like Execration aren't going to want to go onto the high ground unless they're already in a super advantageous position. They're not the type that are just going to slowly chip away, so maybe the axe shot on Nico isn't the way to do it.
Because it looks like they're really falling for it.
Is a great conductor.
We've seen what Doom can do in the late game. This hero can just take multiple people out of a game with the Pressure Orb. He now has it picked up, the double Doom capability. He is going to a Lincoln's on the Viper, the Lotus Orb as well, so we'll see how that's able to come into play here for Nico. Smoke up. Showing up in a couple of seconds.
Just as it respawns, oh, the vision from the Shivas gets away. Jagir, though, it's going forward on Palace. And they finally have vision around this area, but no, taken away immediately.
This is Roshan as well. Third one, Refresher Shard. I'm shown with the Aegis Cheese die. They're going to smoke up. 5 Radiant themselves as well. Smoke on smoke for this third Roshan, who is able to get the jump. It all comes down to the vision. Nico on the front line. Time and time again this game, the Viper's been the one to pop the smoke. It's going to instantly happen with the rolling blink. Dude, he's going to get caught before the ultimate. He's going to pop the BKB Enryu instantly. He's going to get cancelled though. Refreshes out. Now down to the back line. They've dropped the Supernova. It's unable to control anyone, but a lot of ultimates being forced. They're looking to reset. Is Yahweh? How much someone died just yet? CTM? TP out? Enryu? He's got TP as well. Nullify is it. I don't think he'll make it. Wake up in a couple seconds, maybe? Oh, BDZ is on point.
Poor man, he ran across the entire map just to try and get away from this pesky Spectre. Ends up using at least the dispersion, but ooh, man, it's going to open up that roach pit.
Such a chaotic fight. I mean, Enryu, he blink into the roll, so got stunned. He couldn't get that initiation. I think he doomed those Lincolns on the Viper. So he had to refresh. Yeah, but it just wasn't a factor at all.
We even get this shot over to. I guess it has to be the Phoenix, right? But I don't know. There's an argument for the Spectre as well on top of this.
Who's holding it? They give it to Yahweh at the moment.
I guess just wanting him to frontline and being able to refresh the Aeon disc is the key factor for them.
Spout!
Oh, he's also got, I believe, the Ag Scepter coming out to him, so we could see some Tesla coil action. I mean, we were talking about before, how are they going to actually breach this high ground? Maybe the Viper Ags. No, just use the old Tesla coil.
I guess even if Razor eventually gets the Aghanim Scepter for himself, which, of course, like you said...
No, he's got it.
Yeah, just pick it up. So now that capability to siege is increased here for Yahweh. Oh, that makes a lot more sense, yeah. Double Ags with the Eye of the Storm. Boy. Oh boy. That is... What is it 25 time he went for? He went for the attack speed, okay.
Generation!
The strike interval at level 20 he went for. So it is some machine gun lightning strikes, that's for sure.
Any big talent timings, I should say, that we're about to see?
Nothing major, I don't think. I mean, it feels like Jugs had his level 25 for a while, and to be honest, haven't really made that much use out of it.
That last fight, the Omni Slash just got gated thanks to Yahweh's Your Scepter. Heading into the later stages, we could even see some form of like a Wind Waker to help out. Just like a Lasso, be a Doom. We were highlighting that stone factor, so we'll see what the next item's going to be here for Yahweh.
Yeah, and it's the super late stages of the game, so they're not lacking damage on Execration right now. They've got the Sunray, they've got the Spectre. That's all you realistically need. You know, they're able to toss out these Viper Strikes, but I feel like when Nico gets to 25, he's not going to go the Nether Toxin cooldown. He's going to go the Corrosive Skin, Slow, and Resistance, just to be able to, again, be that survivable beast on the front lines. Because when you think about it, where is the right-click damage coming from outside of the Enchantress and the Juggernaut? It's basically all magic, and you're going to have an inbuilt 50% magic resistance. I'll take that.
Without a doubt. That's just going to be so difficult to go through the Viper. It just doesn't even have a BKB. It's like, good enough magic resistance. Mech, Lotus, Lincolns, plenty of defensive items here for them. It's like finally, Lane's getting in a position where Execration will content poking up the high ground.
He actually got the Ag's blessing, so he didn't even need to waste a spot on the Ags. And are you ready for a light show?
So drive back, they're going to try burst down the Viper, but the points on top of the back line as well. Nico falling incredibly low, and they're able to bring him down.
Look at the lightning!
Dive actually wants to reset, but the Brax is just getting shredded apart. You know, Disc finds the proc. Are they able to reset and go back in? Dooms out and Ryu refresh a pot, but the control is not there. Telekinesis. He does have the Aegis here, but Juggernaut, he's zoning away the reinforcements. And Palace is getting chunked down. CTM at the moment is having a free fight. When they're unable to get on top of the Enchantress, we see these Impetus go to work. Make it back up, Carlos.
Link's done good.
So it's up in 15 here. Is he going to Shadow Step 2 straight on top of the backline? Januel up and out he goes, but it kind of baits BDZ. He's going to roll in Silence on 2, and now with the Earth Spirit, is in no man's land. They won't have a way to stop the roll out. Obla, they're still hunting. Lasso, there we go. They're able to catch up the Razor. Yahweh, he's going to fall. Right for Neon. So we're able to stall this out, and you see when Execration on all the nice Europage. Or should we back up? Flame break, can he get it? Once again? The stun. Is it too long? I don't think it is.
Oh, he makes himself
stun. Sit in front of him. What's going on? This Aghanim. Oh, he's out.
God.
He's surfing to safety. It's BDZ. Yopaj is still trying to find him. They live, they survive. Oh,
Radiant's
Shadow Step,
bottom barracks
Palos.
has been destroyed.
Okay. So all after that, the full set of racks claim bot from the creeps. There's still battle going on the river. CTM's okay with the telekinesis. They also got the range racks up top as well.
Have we highlighted that? Sorry if you mentioned it before, but the Rubik shard with the
Oh,
telekinesis.
I just saw that. Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah. And he's got the telekinesis land distance talent as well, so he's just
Oh
gonna
my.
completely reposition all these heroes in team fights. He's like, you know what? You've got your Earth Spirit. Rubik does just as good a job. Well, maybe not, but you get what they think.
We're seeing what happens though. Neon, if you get the jump of the lasso, they're eliminating one hero to stop. And this is down to when you're on a higher ground, when you're on your own high ground and in your base, one Enchantress, it's so much more difficult to heavily commit deep inside to punish her. Otherwise, if you don't bring her down instantly, you're kind of getting kited further and further back. Next minute, you're behind the throne, and next minute, you're just going to get punished. So we see that time Neon jump from them, you know, the lasso, finding a couple targets, and also the big thing is we've been bringing up constantly this game where CTM hasn't been dishing out the damage, but that was one of the fights where we really saw it come into fruition.
I kind of feel like that was the first fight once this Enchantress is, I'm going to say come online, just even had a Dragon Lance, that they've been able to, like, take a fight when Execration's on the run, and you saw how different it was. You know, you finally get the use out of your Enchanted Quiver. You can finally have that max range to be able to attack people with your impetus. And, well, if he can get to level 25, it can be even more. You know, you get that extra 6.5% impetus damage. You are able to be much more of a beast in these team fights. He's also not even had to use his BKB at all just yet, and he's going into a moon shard on top of that. So he just wants to rain down hell from afar.
This is some big items getting picked up for Neon. Opage has almost got enough for the Aghanims, so that is going to be incredible. Another save like we saw previously with Zhang Yuo's Aghanim Shard. Also, Enryu, he's got his Aghanims. So now you have a break on the Doom. It's going to last an extra 6 seconds. Potentially, Opage, is he going to buy out for the Ags or hold buyback? That's the...
Hell, it's even good against the Viper and the Razor, right? It seems like a lot of these fights are an issue because they can just run away with the overall lack of stuns.
Lane, Nico showing. First up, oh no! It's not the start you're looking for! They've got to get back. Cannot stick around now. You messed up your initiation.
Yeah, he did it in the wrong order. He force-stuffed himself and then tried to lasso with Papa the Lincolns.
Dire, instant smoke, forward for the vision. Radiant, on the backline, Palos, trying to target down the Rubik. Are they able to bring him down? Moves himself. It's back to safety. The Supernova got used as well. They're going to commit on forward. Palos still takes care of the Rubik. They won't have Januel. He doesn't have a buyback as well.
Gaben, what are we thinking with this Roche? 7 seconds away. What do you think? Come on, make a prediction. Quick.
Minute 50.
Instant. Closest without going over is me, technically. We are using Price's Right rules here.
Honestly, I was hoping it was just the longest Roche one. I want a 60-minute game. The way, give me 60 minutes.
Yeah, we've had like a 57-minute game, right? But we ourselves have not had a 60-minute game. So I'm hyped.
Everyone else has been getting 60. I know, B-Cop and Black got that 100-minute thriller. Blake and Pomlo keep getting 60 minutes. And Ben Palos, he's got a DD. Opage making people for Enryu. An incredible wall stop. Doom's out as well. This is the Aghanim. Doom to the break is there. The fight if he doesn't have a buyback. Aeontis on this slash. Razor's gonna fall as well. 2 down instantly. Neon. What a counter initiation. They're able to protect Opage, and they want more blood too. Back in the midst of it all. Nico, get the Kittle. Oh, that's so close. So close. But guess what? 4th Roshan. It could be for the taking here. In fact, maybe RR's for the taking. Opage, he's got the gem.
Even pop his Aeon disc.
Cooldown.
It's nighttime. They might not see him eventually. Oh.
Each blow sharpens my blade.
5 seconds away. Tick tock on the Roche clock. And Yopaj, he's come into his own. Like, he had a bit of a rough, like, 20 to, let's say, 40 minutes, but multiple times now. Dragging Spectre back into the fountain, dragging targets away. Yeah, sure, there was one botched initiation just before, but other than that, he's been able to create the chaos needed to allow Enryu to get these dooms up. That Axe Doom is fantastic.
He doesn't have to buy Axe now. Or do you give it to Natsumi? Who do you give his Axe to?
Just give it to Yopaj. I think it's totally fine.
And Refresher Shard too. So they're gonna have. Oh no! I mean, late game. Okay.
What have we here?
Triple Doom. He's got a Refresher, I believe. I saw queued up for Batrider. Yep. So he's eventually gonna have double lasso. But you see, I mean, it's. You need an answer to the Batrider. Often we see in the draft a hard dispel is required, and if you don't have that, there is a massive opportunity in the late game for an instant pickoff. I mean, at last 4 seconds, you can drag someone so far away from the team, and we are just seeing in these fights, Yopaj gets the jump. They're not haunting to cancel the blink fast enough, and just with having a numbers advantage, Neon are doing so much work with that. And now they have the net worth lead. They have the advantage from Roche.
Pretty ballsy. They're going all out. They're all in on this, it seems, because CTM, he bought out his Moon Shard. He's level 25. He knows he can be a beast. You've also got Natsumi, who I believe finished up his purchase of the Ags. I'm not quite sure where it is just yet. But, 25 and sell it? I'm sure I saw that come up. Oh, it was an Axe Blessing, right.
Is this?
Axe Blessing on Natsumi. So he doesn't have buyback, he has Aegis though, and he's going to continue farming this wave. It's always scary though, it's nighttime, it's spooky, and you don't know where Execration are just yet.
Yeah, the issue is as well is that bottom lane. You see Yopaj is trying to deal with it at the moment. Would you kind of prefer to see Neon almost push through bot instead to not have to worry about the super creeps that are down there?
Maybe they're thinking that luck is on their side and they're going to get better tier 5 items. We've already seen one series kind of decided by it, with a Ballista being picked up in that TB versus Arc Warden game. What could be the one? What could be the thing that shifts something either way for either team? I think Mirror Shield could be quite nice against all this Doom, Lasso, everything going your way. Even Fallen Sky, hell.
I think Gods was the one to say it, where as soon as it gets 60 minutes, can we just have a pause? Like, can we look at these neutral items again and just get a bit of a recap? Because I'm not gonna lie, like, there are just, you never see them. You never really see them. Although apparently in these qualifiers, we're seeing them constantly. We're gonna see them again.
He went and bought his own Moonshard as well, so he doesn't have buyback. He's 3,000 gold away.
Fallen Sky. Oh, there's one of them.
I'll take that.
There's one of the big ones. Radiant, they're smoking up before hitting items. You gotta hit creeps to get these. Got they've got this outpost control. Vision. How's Yopaj able to get the jump? He's actually blinking back to safety, and now Natsumi is pushing on forward. You gotta be careful because the blink's on cooldown for Yopaj. Also goes to the back line as well. And you do. That's gonna get reflected though, so he won't have the double doom. Controlling him up at the moment, but the damage is too much for them to deal with. Natsumi, the turn to stone, sweeping over the middle to fight. CTM, he controlled the outpost. The buybacks are gonna be able to rejoin with the TPs, but can they protect the Juggernaut? The Aegis
buyback, remember?
They're all in on this team fight. They bought it for the items. They need help and they need it now. Natsumi played through. Token is here, but they're still alive. And Ryu, blinking, double doom. Yopaj as well. That's gonna be a Execration. They lose all 5. And look at Yopaj instantly. He's gonna shove out mid.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
Oh, this game. We don't even need tier 5 items if we've got things happening like that. God, that's a big buyback being used there. They're gonna commit on this? Full 30 on Palace as well.
What buybacks were used there from Radiant? So Yopaj and Januel. Oh, that Rubik Shard, my god.
Yeeted him across the map, basically. Giants ring, baby.
Who do we give that to?
What's her waist?
I guess he doesn't have much. He doesn't have much strength. Sucks.
speed could be nice for him.
Dire's
Oh.
bottom
Head,
tower
that's
is under
Did you
attack.
see the
You
ballista
might
on
want to look
CTM?
into that.
Oh, oh, he's got a DD2. I mean, this. Do you like what Spectre's been doing? Because it looks like Spectre's been prioritizing killing the Rubik instead of the Enchantress. I guess if you go Enchantress, then telekinesis just protects someone. In our CTM, that's an issue. Now your Enchantress is big damage.
Yeah, and you just have a look at the Rubik's items as well, right? He's got the 4-staff, he's got the Glimmer Cape, and you've got a Nullifier on your Spectre. So it makes a lot of sense to go onto that Rubik because you've essentially, you know, ruined that quick mass. 4,000 gold of his net worth, maybe more, 4.5k.
Alright, what neutral items have we got? All 4 on Radiant. So Ballista is on your Enchantress, Giant's Ring on the Doom,
Look at the Doom.
on Yopaj. He is huge. And
And he hasn't
also
even BKB, Jed.
Oh no. The second Desolator as well is on your Juggernaut. He's actually got a backpack at the moment. And then Dire, they've only got 3. Book of the Dead, again, kind of poopy. That's on Viper. We've got the Fallen Sky. I've seen too many clutch Fallen Sky plays to win games over. One more is the Apex on the Spectre. Big items this game.
For me, personally, I feel like it should be Ex Machina on the Doom, and I feel like you should give the Giant's Ring to the Bat Rider, because he's still holding on to this Spider Legs, and, you know, that's the cooldown for when you're able to actually go over terrain, right? Of course, you got Firefly on top of that, but you can always just go over terrain. It feels like it makes sense, and you want to be on top of people, constantly.
What is the last neutral item that you'd like to see from Dire? Is there anyone that's standing out before? Well, too late. Desolator.
I'm gonna go with
It's the
Stygian
last.
Desolator.
Yeah, I love that. Is wow. Never seen a call better than that in my life. So, Dire, you cannot play away from your Spectre now. So often we see.
Hold on, sorry to interrupt. Have a look at the win prompt.
Oh my, it's dead even.
20k net
Game
worth
one.
and dead even win probability.
Top 6, lower bracket round 4, Execration Neon, 2 major caliber teams, and we have a dead even game 64 minutes in from the win probability. Oh my lord, Neon have crawled their way back into this game. They were down about 15,000 net worth. Now they have a 20k net worth lead, a big win condition as well, with the Spectre buyback being forced out previously.
Dude, he basically looks like Roshan in this bit. He's just standing around patrolling his
Close play.
territory. Yeah, it's 20 seconds until Roche could potentially be up, so he's seeing if his brother's home.
That's actually so impactful this game. The constructive movement, as we see, just again mobility
Against a Razor.
positioning to get the jump exactly. Razor, Viper slow. There's so many slows on Dire. Haven't brought up the algorithms on RR. This could be really impactful. We have yet to see Neon, I believe, honestly, actually kill the egg. So Phoenix did go for that supernova hit count. It's up to 16 at the moment. He can drag one person in. That could just make or break it.
Yeah, and yeah, hopefully for their sake, it's not going to be another case of, I believe it was Boomy bringing the Terrorblade into the egg, and the egg died, and he was dead without buyback in our series yesterday. But I mean, like you said, they really only still have one egg hitter in that Juggernaut.
Look at CTM's net worth. Is 2k behind the Viper. He is.
With a Skadi.
Yep, my god. It's 3100 health. We're closing on 30s. We are. So Spectre, all the talents available. Dire outside the base though. Smoke up, observable shot. See Natsumi. X is there. Able to bring him down with the initial jump. Fallen Sky, but a quick BKB, but the Doom's out as well. But dive away is going to go back forward. The issue of Neon, because they can close the distance. Very nice. Stone. The Earth's going to go turn into Stone, but still the Doom Generation's way too much for the handle. On top of the backline, Viper down. 3 hits in as well. That's all to Yahweh. But they're on top of Spectre. He doesn't have a buyback. They're just bucking in. Spectre down. 120 seconds on the deck. Yo, Razor Viper instantly buying back. Can they try and rat this potentially? Yahweh, you might have to buy out for refresher and TP bot. I think that's the only opportunity you've got. I don't see what other play they make this game. You've got Glyph, Radiant have Glyph as well. You've got to make a play. You can't go head to head versus 5 heroes.
That's the money for it though.
Nico's outside the base. Yeah, you're right. He's not aesthetically. So Nico's doing nothing. Soaking him dry. Meanwhile, Yahweh is getting caught out as well. And Ryu straight on top of him. Anti pop. He's already used the refresher. They're closing him. Meanwhile, the turret dismos. Natsumi, the objective base game. That's gonna be able to do it. That's it. They take game 1 in our elimination series.
Oh, just going back and forth constantly. They were nearly shoo-ins to win that game. You know, they had that timing around the area